I know so many of you are looking for a good job. And you're wondering, why is it so hard? And you look around you and you say, oh, AI is on the rising. Gee, I can replace me with AI. I mean, AI is amazing. I mean, I'm shocked by what it can do. I know I take some of my research and I take these lectures and I give it to my AI guy, and he gives it to AI and we'll say, turn this into a manuscript and give it to AI as pointers, as prompts, and give us a 50,000 word book. It does it. It makes mistakes, it hallucinates, but what I saw it could do with my own material, it organized it better than I could and integrates it with the literature, which would be very time consuming to do. Well, I have to go through it, and it's not perfect. I mean, you have to go through it and change because it makes up things or doesn't hit the right emphasis. So people know what's coming. And then robots are being produced. I mean, China's turning out thousands and thousands of them. We're turning out in America thousands of them being on the main and assembly lines. And these things will be able to do a lot of things that we do. So people are worried about my job. Then we have at this time in history in 2025, this is November 11, 2025, we have a lot of tariffs. So for people are bringing in materials into this country, the tariffs, so the prices went up from that. Presumably in the long run, it's going to be a good thing, hopefully. But in the short term, I know somebody who had his own business importing from China and from Vietnam. He had to fold his business. A good man, a hard-working man. And so prices are going up. Some business can't sustain it, can't sustain the increased cost for buying the parts and the materials. So they're losing jobs. And employers are losing businesses. We had a few years back the pandemic. People who own chains of restaurants folded, gone. It's just, and I know so many people in the mortgage business or loan offices, interest rates went up. Nothing would sell. Houses wouldn't sell. People couldn't afford the loans because the interest rates were so high. Just folded. And people are worried, gee, when are interest rates going to come down so I can go back into doing this kind of work? So there's massive insecurity. Now, I decided to do this after I was talking with Amber, and I said, what do you notice with the patient? Said there's a lot of job insecurity. People are finding it hard to get a good job. The flip side is very interesting. I want to tell you the flip side. Employers are saying it's hard to find good workers. Yeah, it's hard to find good workers. And the workers are saying, it's hard to find a good job, so everybody's stressed out. Can't find good work. The guy saying, I can't find a good job. And then I talk to people. I love the people of what I do. But the management, the supervisor, are micromanaging me, putting me down, writing me up for everything, humiliating me. I can't take it. I'm having a nervous breakdown. Heck, I am having a nervous breakdown. So something that they loved, made a good livelihood at it. Now they say, I can't deal with it anymore. And so they're getting panic attacks and anxiety and depression and having problems at home because they're so stressed out. They're not sleeping, not eating right. And it was a job they loved. So let's look at that. It was a good job. It was a great job. I know many people, whether they were nurses or truck drivers, it's a great job. I loved it. I loved my patients. I loved my clients. I love what I do. I can't tolerate what's being done to me. So there you have, you found a good job, and it didn't stay a good job. Very common. Typically, within 3 years of getting a job, new supervisor comes in, new merger and acquisition happens, and it's not a good job anymore. It's like buying a house. You look at a house, oh, I fell in love with that house. I got to have it. You buy it, and your neighbor is a real knucklehead. And he's complaining to you all the time about where you're parking your car. You're leaving your sprinkler on too long. You're not taking your garbage cans back after the garbage man comes. And he's always complaining to you and knocking on your door, complaining. You go, it was a great house, a safe neighborhood, but you're miserable there because the neighbor spends a lot. So you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. Some people like when in the university say, oh, this course sounds so interesting. They write it up, oh, I'm fascinated by it. I'm going to take that class. They get into class. Yeah, it's a good class. I mean, when you read about it. And the professor is just dry, so boring. I hate it. So a lot of things look like a good job, good class, a good house. And it turns out it wasn't that good. Now, the interesting thing is, I meet so many wonderful, beautiful human beings suffering due to their workplace stress. So people say, I'm looking for a good job. I'm looking for a better job. I've never once in my life heard from anybody, and I've been doing this for 50 years, I'm 84 years old, never heard anybody say, I'm looking to make myself a better employee. I want to be a better employee. Never heard it. I never heard from an employer saying, I'd like to become a better employer. I want to do more for my people, not only for my clients, but for the people that work for me. I want to be a better employer. I haven't heard it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist anywhere. I've never heard it. And I've met a lot of people in my life, never heard it. So let's take a look at this. So in a sense, is there really such a thing as a good job? Now, you may have a job in your field. You may have a job that pays well. Well, since your job is not defined just by what you do, if you're writing or doing accounting or you're a physician or you're a truck driver, it's not just defined by what you do. It's defined by who you're with, who's involved in the office with you or out in the field with you. A good house is not just defined by the house. It's defined by who your neighbors are too. Because bad neighbors, you're not going to like that house. You're going to dread pulling up in your driveway. You got to see somebody that really is a bad vibe, a bad thing between you. So, a job description, just like a course description, doesn't really tell you what you're getting into. And you may have a neighbor. Oh, I like my neighbor. Oh, I love my house. I love my neighbor. I love my neighbor. Oh, I hit it big time. And then some problem comes up with the neighbor, misunderstanding. Now, I don't like living there. Or he moves out. He sells the house or he moves, and now somebody else is in the house. I can't stand this guy. I mean, we got no shoot over stupid things. And whenever he sees me, he's glaring at me. So there's such a thing as a good job, there's such a thing as a good house, such a thing as a good class. So many factors go into it other than what meets the eye. So again, you can get a good paying job. Now, the truth of the matter is, deep down, you don't want a job, even a good job. You don't want it. What you really want is a career. A career is a job you really enjoy. And the truth is, you really want something even more than a good career. You want calling. A calling is a career you enjoy so much, so meaningful to you, that if you could afford it, you would do it for free. That's the way to do it for free because I like it so much. And right along with that is destiny, where your calling is so important to you. Not only would you do it for free, but you would pay to do that job if you could afford it, but just because you love what you do and you love the people I have that, by the way. I would pay to see the wonderful people that I see. I meet the best human beings ever who share with me their vulnerability, their struggles, and I watch their magnificence, their nobility of overcoming so many obstacles in life. They struggle so nobly against their own egos and their own pride to be better, a better worker, a better provider, a better husband, a better wife, a better parent. I'm watching my people striving to do this, and I admire everybody so much. I have so much respect. So I lucked out. Well, let me tell you why I'm so lucky, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to disclose some things about me because there's a lesson in it for you. That's why I'm going to tell you about it. My father used to say, we Nerenbergs have to work for ourselves. It's in our blood. And besides, when we work for other people, they fire us. So, he couldn't hold his job. My father worked since he was 12 years old to support his mom. Never finished high school, became a multi-millionaire. His own business. I held certain jobs. I fired from them myself, except for one job when I worked in Compton, Southeast Mental Health Services. I eventually quit that job. I loved the people. It was a great situation. I went to live up in the woods in Canada and Vancouver Island, change the lifestyle, something I wanted to do, and I did it. So, now, that led me to having to make it on my own. I have a tremendous practice, if not the biggest practice in the country, one of the biggest for an individual practitioner. I brought in some great people into the practice, Amber and Bert, nurse practitioners, and very successful. So I would say that my failures, hold a job, have a good job, is what drove me to my destiny. So when you're going through what you're going through, and you're insecure, you say, I don't want to be homeless, got my mortgage to pay, I've got the kids to support, whatever. It's understandable. It's understandable about you to get stressed about that. At the same time, you want to deal in an honorable way with that insecurity. You're dealing with the unknown. When you marry somebody, you may know the person, but not completely, not really. You find other things about that person, and then they find things about you they didn't know. You get a job, you think it's one thing, you find it's something else. Whatever you do in life, whatever you get into, it's not what you thought it was. Was not what you thought it was. Nothing is. Whatever you get into a religious organization, you're so happy with this group of people in this religion. I love it. You meet some knucklehead, something goes on, and it's like, I don't want to come around anymore. It's just so torturous to me. So it's just what you're thinking. Now, let's take it a step further. I know for a fact about you, because it's true about me. Life itself is not what you thought it was going to be, is it? Oh, heck no. Oh, no. It's far more painful than you thought. It's far more difficult than you thought. And far more interesting than you thought. But it's not what you expected. So many people are disappointed. Gee, my parents never argued. My wife was yelling at me. We get into these fights over dumb things. My parents never did that. You're saying to yourself, what'd I get into with this woman? Your parents fought. They just did it behind closed doors. You never saw it. That's why I tell people, it's okay to fight in front of the kids if you're having an argument, but make sure it doesn't go on too long and the children see you make up. They see you make up. Otherwise, they're not prepared. They expect, everything's fine. When people watch this Disney movies, they expect, everything is so nice. And they find out life is not what you're seeing in the movie. I mean, there's some resemblance to it, sure. But it's not what you thought it was. Whatever you thought life is, it's not that. So what end up people doing? You end up you're suffering more than you let on. You're struggling more than you let on. You hurt more than you let on. You humiliate more than you let on. So you pretend to be doing better. How you doing? Oh, just good. Just really good. Thank you for asking. Okay, not criticizing that. But here's the kicker. I didn't know this till I was 84. The truth about you is you are far greater than you pretend to be. Let me say that again to you. You are far, far greater than you pretend to be. You're pretending that you don't struggle, that you don't suffer, that you're not depressed, you're not hurt. I'm not saying you shouldn't pretend. I'm not saying you got to let it lying out. I'm just saying you're pretending. Understand? So people say, he's doing good. He's all right. You're far greater than what you're projecting. You are a noble being. You're an amazing human being. I can tell you right now, you'll never, ever understand how amazing you are. Just take it from the old doc here. You're greater than you pretend to be. You just got to believe that you were created noble. We do things to debase ourselves. We make a lot of choices that into our lower nature bring ourselves down. So that's why I've developed and been inspired by the Spirit to develop the way of honor, the 4 commands of honor, the bridge, supremacy of honor code, the 25 demands of honor, 25 laws of honor. I'll go over the commands of honor, and I'll go over the bridge today just to review some of that with you. Well, I'm seeing beautiful, intelligent people who are really victimized by their employer. Could be jealousy. Could be it's a new supervisor came in and feels I can get rid of you, get somebody for half what I pay you, and I can bring in one of my buddies. And that's just not right. Of course, what was a good job becomes a nightmare. That's what happens. I know people who married a woman of his dreams. Oh, gosh, she's so gorgeous. And we have such a good time. And they get married within, 3 or 4 months. You talk to the guy. She's a nightmare. She's OCD, obsessive compulsive. I put down something for a second. She's on me, jumping on me, screaming at me. She's screaming at me all day long. She thinks I'm messing up everything. I didn't see that coming. So again, I just want to say, you could say, a lot of people say, I'm looking for, women tell me all the time in their dating, I'm looking for a good man. And it's hard to find some guys who are pretty messed up. The man looking for a good woman. Well, so everybody's looking for good something. Looking for a good job, a good woman, a good man, good house, good school for the kids, whatever. And you want to be able to look to be a good man. You want to look to be a good woman yourself. That's something you could do something about. And the uncertainties of life is built in. So you have to have this attitude. This is a phrase you want to use. I love the uncertainties and the unknown. I love the uncertainties and unknown. It's a portal to amazing opportunities. I write that down. I love the uncertainties and the unknown. It's a portal to amazing opportunities. Now, I know you don't love it, but you want to speak that into yourself. Speaking that into yourself. So you can go, if you can say that, you can say, I want to love uncertainties and the unknown because it's a portal to amazing opportunity. That's a true statement. You might be terrified of the change in the unknown. Most people are. I want to love uncertainties and the unknown as a portal to amazing opportunities. It's an honest statement. And eventually, you won't need that I want to. You just go, I love the uncertainties and the unknowns. They're portals to amazing opportunities. But start off, you might want to start off with, I want to love the unknown and uncertainties as portals to the amazing opportunities. You're going to have to make peace with it. You got to make peace with it. You don't have the job you want, or you don't have a job, period. Uncertainty was built into the life genetically. It's built into you and me. We're designed to die. We're not designed to stay here forever. We're planned obsolescence, you and me. Maybe going to live 80 years, 90 years, 120 years. Then we're gone. But you don't know when, and you don't know how. You don't know when, you don't know how. Look at the uncertainties we're born into. We're born into here by the grace of God and parents' great love, and here we are. We didn't ask to come here, but what a great opportunity and what a great privilege it is to be here. So we end up in this life without asking for it, because we're thankful. And then we didn't ask to die. We didn't say, no, it's 80 years, let me just die 80 years, 90 years. No. You don't know when and how. So it's all unknown. So I want to love the uncertainties and the unknown as a portal to amazing opportunities. You got to deal with the uncertainties. We have to deal with our mortality, not in a morbid way. Oh, no. Now, as a matter of fact, when you're dealing with death, I recommend this. I enthusiastically embrace my life as a portal to serving the will of God, or as a portal serving my highest value, constructive values. And I enthusiastically embrace my death as a portal to love, light, bliss, and reunion with my loved ones. You've got to embrace that unknown and the thing you fear. Now, I don't have a job. I don't want to be homeless. I could be out in the streets. Well, one of the commands of honor was I seek always to serve my highest values. If somebody believes in God as I do, it's God, your wish is my only wish. Facing the fear, I could be homeless. I have a job, or I don't want to go back to that job. It's torture. I would sit in a parking lot having panic attacks. I couldn't walk in to the job when I go there. Can't do it. When you go, God, your wish is my only wish, I'll give you the derivatives of that. God, if you want me to be homeless, then I want to be homeless. God, if you want me to be homeless and serve you on the streets, I want to be on the streets and I'll serve you there. God, if you want me to keep my home and have a good job, I want to have a job and serve you from my dwelling place. And God, if you have no preference, I prefer to have a well-paying job in my home and serve you that way. That's if you have no preference, Lord. I'm going to tell you something. If you don't come to grips with what I'm telling you, life's going to terrify you. Absolutely terrify you. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of California since 1974. I've been in a profession over 50 years. And so I've walked on the earth over 84 years. I like to say that I like to think that I finally know what I'm talking about. I could have told you these things 5 or 10 years ago. Well, I'm so glad that God allowed me to live long enough to tell you this, because no one told it to me. I didn't read it in some book. These were all inspirations from the Holy Spirit, inspirations from all the mistakes I've made in my life. Like my father said to me, he said, son, I have a lot of good advice to give you. Not because I've been so smart, just I've been so stupid. Well, my stupidity can serve you. And, of course, my inspirations of the Spirit will serve you. And all my experience, so many things that I've seen as a psychologist in my personal life, all I laid at your feet. Now, one thing that most of you don't think about, oh, some do, you want a good job. I think I've shed some light on that. About wanting a good business for yourself. I've advised some of my people to start their own businesses in different fields. Some took that advice. Now, not most, but some, and were very successful. So you don't have to be an employee. You could be a business owner online. You can find some way of serving a service business where you don't have to invest a lot of capital. many ways to do this. And you don't have to be an employee. You could be what's called an independent contractor. Nurse practitioner Bert, nurse practitioner Amber, independent contractors, not employees. There's a lot of benefits to that, some shortcomings, but a lot of benefits. It's not like it's sort of a mix between an employee and having your own business. It's right between an independent contract. So that you could be associated with different businesses, servicing them, providing some service, picking when you work, the times you work, how much you work. You can do that as an independent contractor. So you want to know about those options: having your own business, being an independent contractor, and going beyond the illusion of the good job. In fact, going beyond the job into career, calling, destiny. That's what you want to be doing. Now, one of the commands of honor is, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship. So you're going through these things, suffering because you don't want to go back to that job. You don't have options. You're not working and you don't know when you're going to get a job. So if you want to get a good job, it's usually to get especially high paying and higher up. It takes about 6 months to get that going. So one of the commands of honor is, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship. I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship. So you know that some power is going to come to you from this. We're going to get wiser. You have more compassion for others going through this. By the way, back in the day when I had jobs, I had no problem getting jobs. People would call them good jobs. My problem was keeping them. My problem was keeping them. I didn't fit in anywhere, which worked to my benefit. See, these difficulties drive us towards our suffering drives us towards our destiny, our calling. It signposts. Don't go this way. It's not working. You go that way. That's how that works. Now, as you're going through these difficulties, any difficulty in your life, including ones about looking for a good job, you're hurting and you're insecure, you're fearful, you want the derivatives of the commands of honor. What's the best true story I can tell myself about this situation? What is the best true story I can tell myself about this situation? That's going to help you with that. And for those who believe in God, one I use quite a bit, God, I'm extremely grateful for the gift of trials and tribulations that bring me closer to you. God, I'm extremely grateful for the gift of trials and tribulations that bring me closer to you. I use that a lot. And I've gotten to a point, I've been using the commands of honor and derivatives and so forth for at least 15 years now. And I've gotten to a point where I really do look at the suffering I go through. And I go through suffering just like everybody else. Oh, yeah. I'm going to look at it as a gift from God that's bringing me to a higher level of consciousness and a higher level of servitude and a higher level of becoming honorable. Oh, really. I've come to trust that. So I suffer. When people say to me, hey, Doc, how you doing? You know what I say? I'll say, good, I'm great. That's misleading. I say, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm all things human. The thing I worked out. Not too long to be boring, short enough to, not get boring. At the same time, I don't feel trite. It's very true. Every one of us could be saying that. I'm good. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm bad. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm all things human. And once in a while, depends who it is, I'll throw in, and I'm definitely not what we say I am. So I'll throw that in once in a while. I like to go on too long. And most time I say to people, yeah. They say, that's real. That's real, Doc. Because it applies to them. And so I feel more genuine, more authentic with that. I've shown you some of the ways of some of the commands, some of the derivatives. Gave you some extra material today, particularly about uncertainty and and the unknown. And it's my privilege to share this with you. It's very beautiful for me to have the opportunity to be with you and share this with you. And it make putting together my life experience to present it to you just has more meaning and more sense of what life is with these moments that we're together. Very much so. So you might feel you're benefiting. I know I'm speaking to you. You really hear me. I know that, many of you. But I'm also enlightened to my own heart being here with you. So you're benefiting, and I'm benefiting probably more than you from presenting this to you. What a great opportunity. So what I want to do is now talk to our beautiful people that come here, wonderful human beings. I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions, make comments, and what you have to say is as important or even more important than when I speak. When I talk to people how they feel about these presentations, they say, oh, Doc, I love hearing the other people. I feel less alone. I feel more normal, and I feel part of a wonderful community. People say I feel more normal, less alone, and part of a beautiful community. So when you speak up, what a service. Some of you feel a little nervous, whatever. It's not, you're not performing. You can just speak up. If other people are speaking, just make a note to yourself, and then when things quiet down, speak up.
Hey, Doctor, it's Joanne.
Joanne, always good to hear from you, dear Joanne.
You know, when you were first talking about, how you had a good job, that was me. That was me for 9 years. I had a great job. I had wonderful people.
That's a good run, Joanne. That's a good run. Unusual for someone to get 9 years. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the shortest job I've ever had, was 9 years. I usually go longer, but it was a dream job. And then a supervisor came in, and she was a lot younger than me, and eventually I was that person sitting in the parking lot having panic attacks, not wanting to go in. So at the beginning of it, it felt like you were talking to me. And
I was talking to you, Joanne. I was talking to everybody here. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I want to find something better. And now I know I don't need a great job. I need a job that's going to satisfy me, and I want to be a good employee. I've always been a good employee, Well,
let me interrupt for a second, Joanne. You've been a good employee. I know that. And of course, you could become even a better employee. And you illustrated the point. You sat in the parking lot. You were that person in the parking lot having a panic attack, not being able to go in. You had a 9-year run. That's unheard of. People get maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 at the most. You had a 9-year run. How lucky you were. But because you had a 9-year run, it was probably that much more painful for you when the problem started.
It was. It really was. The job before that, I worked 12 years. The one before that was 20 plus years at the answering service. So yeah, it really did. It crushed me. And now that I have to go out and I want to go out and find something else, it is scary.
Let me say something, Joanne. Let me say something. You see, the problem with having something great in your life is losing it. If a poor person loses his job, that's rough. If a rich person loses all his wealth, that's even tougher. He's used to living easy and getting what he wants. To have something good, a good job, good money, and lose it, oh, that's rough. So you had a good situation, 9 years, wow. But then when you lose it, it was like, a lot of times people feel betrayed. They say, I've been loyal to the company. There's no loyalty. I realize I'm just a number, not loyal to me. A lot of people feel jaded by these things. But Joanne, whoever gets you as an employee is getting most fortunate. And, this next job, hopefully will go another 20 years, and you may or may not want to continue working after that. Very good, Joanne. Thank you so much. Always.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Wow.
Hello, Dr. Nerenberg. This is Stephen Morris.
Stephen! Oh, wow, my Brooklyn compadre.
Yes, how are you today?
Well, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm all things human.
I love the topic today. Dr. Nerenberg, the last time that you and I talked last week, I had told you that I'm taking this time that I'm out on stress leave to actually think about what it is that I want to do that's going to make me happy. because when I was working with different employers, I mean, I worked at Fox Networks Group. I was the accounts payable manager for 21 years. I worked at this healthcare company in Orange County for about 2 years. It's just employers, they are so full of crap, and they want you to jump through so many hoops.
And no loyalty to you, right? No loyalty to.
I am just a number.
Yep.
They could care less about me.
That's right.
So
and you know what they say about you? They say these employees don't give a damn about me and the company. They want to do what they want to do. They want to show up when they want to show up. Believe me, they've got complaints on the other side. Let me tell you. But
I'm sure they do. But I never missed a day of work unless a family member died, and then I can't come to work.
Well, listen, you're a Brooklyn guy. Come on, you're a Brooklyn guy. I don't expect you to miss work. You're a Brooklyn guy. No.
Long Island, not Brooklyn. Long Island.
Close enough. Close enough.
As I stated to you, it's just I'm taking this time that I'm out on stress leave to do something that's going to make me happy. So I'm in the process of opening up a group home. I have a mentor that she has 30 clients. Her and her husband have basically held my hand through this whole process. I'm in the process this week of sending off my operations manual. After that's done, I get an interview, and then I have to sit with licensing, the California state licensing, and then I get a house, and then I'm on my way.
Well, you see, Stephen, let me interrupt you. That's a beautiful, beautiful story, a beautiful true story. And you went into business for yourself. And yes. I know somebody else who wants to do that with people leaving the prison system, having a home, and she's an amazing human being. And so I would say, hey, Stephen, that's the American dream, brother.
That is the American dream. And
that is the dream.
You know, at 60 years old, it's just, I can't stomach it anymore working for somebody else. I can't do it.
Well, you can't do it. You won't. No, you can do it, but you won't do it. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I was not capable. I was a failed employee. So whatever. So the fact that you guys can stay on a job for as long as you can, you're better than me. I literally couldn't do it. I mean, I would have. I just couldn't. So God bless you. You were able to stay 20 years somewhere and do that thing. But I had the good fortune or bad fortune of not being able to fit in and work for somebody. So I became very successful. I was forced to work for myself. And sometimes I say the sons of guns made me a successful man.
There you go.
I was forced into be successful. If I could have stayed in some place, I would have stayed. I was forced into being successful.
When you're younger and you have a family and kids, it's kind of like you're on automatic, like I got to go to work because I have the health care and, I've got to take care of the family. And then it's just, you got to do you. You come to a point in life where it's like, you've got to do you. You got to make sure that you're happy.
Well, I don't think anybody stays happy for too long, Stephen. The idea of being happy, I tell people when you're following the path that you're learning with me, the way of honor, don't look for happiness. Look for honor.
Yep.
I look for honor in your life, which turns out to be the foundation of true happiness and true peace. See, honor is doable. Living by the 4 commands of honor and by the bridge and by the honor teachings, it's doable. It's simple and it's doable.
It's very doable.
Happiness is not completely in your hands, just too many factors. Happiness and suffering are both fleeting. Only honor is forever.
Yep.
So, doing what makes you happy. Now, I could honestly say what I do. I want to use the word happy. It makes me joyful. And I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to know all you lovely, lovely people. So I feel my job, what I do, I wouldn't even call it a job. People say, well, where's your life-work balance? I don't have a life-work balance. I only have life. I'll say to my patients, I say, we're going into things. I know you're improving in so many ways, but does it look like I'm working? Everybody, Stephen, when I talk to you, does it look like I'm working?
No, it looks like you're loving what you're doing. Again, you're living with honor. And you're helping so many people. Yeah, but I'm not working. No, well, I'm doing this presentation right now. Yep.
Do you think this is work for me?
No.
No. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. I mean, nothing else I'd rather do than be here with you, all you lovely, wonderful people, and be sharing this with you. So for me, I'm not working, and that's what I want for you. I don't want you working. When you find your calling and your destiny, I'm an example that can be done.
Yep.
Listen, I got fired from jobs. It was always humiliating, painful. I always felt victimized by it, even though I co-created it, really, to tell you the truth. But those people did me a favor. Best thing that could happen to me was getting fired those times. And I tell my employees, they get fired or leave the job. See, that's the best thing that could happen to you. You're going to see great things come of this. Great things are going to come out of this. You'll see. And
that's correct.
Well, look at you. I mean, you're going into a business that's going to be very meaningful.
And I know
and very lucrative.
Lot of hours I'm putting in it, and I know that every day is not going to be a joy, but this is moving on to the next chapter of my life.
Well, at 60, see, some people say, "Oh, I'm 60 years old. Who's going to hire me?" Well, yeah, who's going to hire me? Maybe yes, maybe no. But you can do like Steven's doing, having your own business at 60. So,
at 60, that's
60.
correct.
So I love it. That's, I once had a psych assistant working for me. She got her Ph.D. when she was 70.
What?
70, she got Ph.D. I mean, if I was that age, I wouldn't be in school. I could tell you right now. I was in graduate school. I said, if I had 1 year left to live, would I be in school? I said, heck no, I wouldn't be doing this. So I said, okay, I'm never going to be in a situation again where I say if I had 1 year left, I wouldn't be doing it. If I had 1 year left to live, I'd be doing this right now. I'd be doing this. So I've never got myself in a situation again where I would say, no, I wouldn't be doing this. Oh, no. Because you may only have a year left. You never know when you're on that last year.
That's correct. You never know.
You never know. So I never was in that situation again. Never was. Yeah. Well,
Thank you, Dr. Nerenberg.
Stephen, thank you. You give hope to so many people. Like I said, that's the American dream. The American dream, we're a land of opportunity. People want to have a house or whatnot, but even more than a house, the American dream is to have your own business, do something meaningful and lucrative for yourself. That's the American dream. And people come here for the opportunity. That's why, because they don't have the opportunities wherever they are also on this earth. They come here for that opportunity. We have a lot of problems in our country, no doubt about it. So I'm not saying it's far from perfect, but it's still a land of opportunities. And you're jumping into one of those opportunities. Excellent. Thank you, Stephen. All right, now, who else wants to say something?
Hey, Doc.
Yes.
Robert Janica, how you doing, sir?
Robert in San Diego. There you are. Robert.
I just want to say, I can tell you that it's been just remarkable on this journey. There's always tribulations, ups and downs, but I can tell you, the more and more you talk about honor with your fellow man and fellow women just around, it's amazing the transformation in people. I can give a couple little examples. What's recently been happening is, well, you know me. Normally, I'm a very boisterous and talkative and very outgoing person. And during this trials, I kind of withdrew and really became not myself. It started to come back. But I can tell you, like in basketball, it's been kind of my only one saver. They play a group of 10 to 30 guys. And I can tell you, it's funny. I've been talking to one or two people and just talking about life, but I've been using honor principles and talking. It's amazing. What happened last Saturday is it's really transformational. It's just talking to one or two people, and we were talking about things, using all and by the end of our conversation, there was 10 or 11 people around us wanting to engage and talk, and they're asking questions about the honor system. It's quite remarkable. So,
well, let me interrupt you a second. Robert, hang on a second. Robert, let me interrupt you a second. Robert, let me tell you, it is a remarkable thing, but that's because you're a remarkable guy. You're a very captivating, charismatic individual. That has something to do with it too. So when you talk about these things, you're such an enthusiastic, genuine, sincere guy. You're part of that process, Robert. You are.
And it's just one individual, like I said, I'm naming stuff, but I've talked to him quite often, and I even told you a little bit, but I didn't know it even had an impact on him, and he was telling me how much he's improved his marriage and life and things that I honestly I don't even remember some of the things I even said over the last month or two.
Well,
with
let me
you'll
interject
talk
again,
about their
Robert. You're saying,
principles and what I personally
Robert,
have
I
gone
need
through
to
and be very
interject something.
transparent.
Let me interrupt you a lot. I do that just to make certain points, and because I'm
No,
from
that's
New
it.
York. I'm from New York. That's what we do. We interrupt anyway. So
No, I don't mind. I don't mind.
okay, thank you, Robert. So the thing is, you're going to be inspired to say so many things, and you're going to impact a lot of people. You already are. I know you. You're an amazing guy. I don't remember what I said either. I don't even know when I come to give these classes exactly what I'm going to say. I was saying to Amber today, she said, people are looking forward to today's class. And I said, I'm looking forward to hear what I have to say. You know, it's inspired. I get inspired from life. I get inspired from being here with you. So we say things we don't remember. People will quote you and say, you said this. You go, wow. I had somebody tell me something I once said. I go, wow, I said that. That's awesome. Well, of course, it's not really me. It's the Spirit. I just follow the promptings of the Spirit. So same with you. You're an inspired man from the Spirit. I see that about you. And you have that gift. And you have to have such a big presence, a big guy, big booming voice, big guy. Makes it even more impactful, Robert.
Yeah, that's true.
It does, very much so. Pleasure to see you again, Robert.
Yes. Thank you again, sir.
No, thank you so much, Robert.
You.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be here with you this evening and to talk with you about why it's so hard to find a good job.